Okay, I'm not sure if I messed up that video. We did do the warm-up, which is also recorded. I just wanted to make sure I was on the right meeting. So we are going to continue. If I did mess up this recording, you guys know the warm-up by now, so just do about 5 minutes of a warm-up, and then you guys can jump on in. So the first thing that we're going to do is a triple lunge. So I'm going to take my dumbbells and hold them here. Again, if you have one dumbbell, you can just hold this at your chest. And we're going to step forward, step side, and step back. So when we do the front lunge, you're going to take a big step forward. Let me just move back a little. The back knee comes down, and the front knee stays over your heel. Okay, so let's start with the right side. We're going to step back, back knee comes down, and back to center. Then we're going to step side, and this leg stays straight, and then we're stepping back. Okay, I totally just messed this up. So we're going front, side, and back. Okay, so that's going to be the first exercise. The second one we're doing is a sumo squat. You can hold your dumbbells up here or down here, wide stance. Toes are pointed out. That way we're targeting the inner thighs and the outer glutes. And we're going to do a little bit of a pulse. And when you do these, notice that my knees are over my heels. You're going to squeeze the inner thighs and press through the heels here. And they're going to burn. They're going to burn in your quads, your inner thighs, and the outer glute. Then we're going to do an alternating leg lift in a plank position. That just looks like this. Lifting, lifting. Make sure you don't turn out. Try to keep the hips square to the floor. And the last one's going to be Superman. You guys probably know these. You're just squeezing the glutes, lifting your chest and your quads off the floor, and you're going to go up and down. All right? So let me just adjust this one more time. Just having some technical difficulties tonight. Okay. All right, here we go. So we're going to start with our triple lunge. So I'm going to say step to the left. All right, and we're going to move forward and back, side and back and back. Very good. And continue, same leg. Front, always pressing off the heel of the leg that we're using to lunge. Sit back for that side lunge. There we go. Continue. When you do that side lunge, make sure your hips go right in line with your knees. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So when you do this side lunge, make sure your knees and your hips are in a straight line. You don't want to lunge this way, and you don't want to lunge like that. Everything's in one line and back. Good, one more time. Front and side and back. All right, let's move over and work the other leg. We're going to go front and side and back. Make sure you send off the heel and take your time. These can get a little tricky. Side. Couple more. Big step forward, big step to the side, and big step back. Very good. All right, let's move on to the sumo pulse. So dumbbells are down here or up here, whatever you prefer. Wide stance, toes are out. Come down. Okay, I want you to really think about the inner thighs. That's all I want you to think about. Pressing through the heels and squeezing the inner thighs. These get tiring very quickly. And breathe. Notice my knees are over my heels. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, squeeze, and 1. Nice job. Dumbbells down. And we're going to move on to the high plank, alternating our leg lifts. Shoulders go right on over the hands. Hands are under the shoulders. Everything's nice and in line. And we're going to alternate. Switch, switch. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. And then we have Superman. So you're going to stay on the floor. You're going to lift up and down. Breathe however you feel comfortable breathing. You can inhale and exhale when you prefer. Just lift up, squeeze the glutes, and come back down. Make sure you hold that Superman for at least 2 seconds. And down. Squeeze that upper back. Five more. And 1. Very good. Come on up to a high plank. Walk your hands in towards your feet. And roll up nice and slow. Grab a sip of water if you need it. And then grab your dumbbells. We're going to go on to round 2. Again, starting with the right leg. I just want to demonstrate these one time from a different angle. So when you take your step forward, let that back knee come right down. So notice that my knee stays over my heel, press off the heel. And again, same thing, side. And then you guys are very familiar with the reverse lunge, okay? Here we go. Step to the side. You can hold your dumbbells here, here, whatever you want. And begin. Take your time. Just focus on the glutes. Focus on the heels. Nice. You can always add in a bicep curl here. You bring them down and forward and up. Okay, if you guys are doing total body. One more time. All right, let's switch sides. Front leg. Exhaling as you come up. You guys want to use your breath to your advantage. Help you to keep a tight core. Last time. All right, sumo squats when you finish that circuit. So you guys will know that your feet aren't wide enough if when you do bend, if your knees are like this, kind of over your toes, then you know you just need to widen that stance. And begin. Pulse. Keep squeezing those inner thighs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Down to the plank, alternating leg lifts. Shoulders are right over the hands. Nice flat back. Squeeze those glutes when you lift that leg. 3, 2, and 1. Come on down to Supermans. When you lift up, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the back, get that chest up, and begin. Five more. 3, 2, and 1. Come right up to a high plank. Walk your hands into your feet and roll up. Nice and slow. All right, let's go for round 3 here. If any of these lunges feel uncomfortable, you can just pick and choose which ones you want to do. You could do front and back. You can just do side. You can just do back, whichever you prefer. Make sure you make it fit for your needs. 3, 2, 1. So I'm just going to add a bicep curl in just to show you guys and anybody else who watches the recording what that would look like. Or you could just add the curl in for a couple lunges. Make sure you go at your own pace. One more round and then we'll switch sides. All right. Nice job, guys. When you do your lunges, you really also have to think about your quads, right? Squeezing your quads will help you with your balance, especially since we're moving in different planes. One last time. Front, side, and back. All right, sumo squat pulses. Last time. Get those feet nice and wide, toes are out, and begin. Nice job. Squeeze those inner thighs. Keep breathing. Chest is tall. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Back to the plank. And if anyone needs to modify this, you can just hold a high plank. Make sure you don't push back as you lift the leg. You don't want to do this. Okay, you want to stay right over your hands. Keep those abs nice and tight. 3, 2, and 1. Gently come down, moving on to Supermans. Make sure when you lift, you squeeze that upper back, you pause for at least 1 to 2 counts, and begin. Give me 2 more reps. 1 and 2. High plank. Walk your hands in, roll up nice and slow. Grab your water, take a quick little break. Very good, guys. We're gonna do a couple more things off of the floor, and then we'll move the class to the floor. All right, so I'm gonna just go over the next 3 in this circuit. They're pretty simple, but the first one can be tricky. So we're gonna do stiff leg deadlifts. Now, you guys probably have done these before, but if not, the difference is from a traditional deadlift is that we're keeping our legs more of a stiff position. So you're dragging your dumbbells right down, sticking the hips back. Okay, have a nice flat back, and all the weight is in my heels and my glutes, not my back whatsoever. I'm keeping my chest up. Okay, we don't want this. We want a flat, flat, flat back. And you should feel the stretch right there in your hamstrings. So my dumbbells are right at my shins, and we're gonna squeeze the glutes and roll up. So for me, these 3 are like lifting nothing, so you wanna go a little heavier here if you feel comfortable, of course. And you're gonna roll down, stretch those hamstrings. So I almost have like a triangle here between my knees, my armpit, and my hips, okay? And then we're gonna roll up. So that's the first one. Second one, we're gonna do calf raises. We're gonna do front, side, and then pigeon-toed. So just say we'll start out here, okay? We're gonna get up on the big toes, then we go front, then we go inward, so that we're targeting all parts of the calf, and you can go back to the center. So we'll just alternate here. And then the last one's gonna be a crab walk. So if you guys have bands like this, I just wanna show you. I know everyone has different things at home. I have a lot of these. Loop bands, you can get them on Amazon, you can put it in loop bands. So you're more than welcome to use these anytime. I typically don't, just because I don't know what people have, but this is where, if you were using these, you would just put this right around your ankles. And it just adds nice resistance to your hip flexor. So I don't know if you guys do play any sports at the club, but if you do, this is really great for lateral movements because you're keeping your toes forward and using your hip abductors. So if you move side to side when you're playing, this is really a great way to strengthen those muscles right here. Otherwise, you just do it without, and we're gonna hold some weights. So again, if you wanna look on Amazon for those, they are just called loop bands. They're short loop bands and long loop bands. Looks like you have a long one there, and that you could maybe double that up. I'm not sure, I've never tried that, but you could give it a shot. I mean, even if you have like this, let me just show you. So if this were really long and you just kind of wrapped it so that it's shorter, you could try that. All right, so we're gonna hold our dumbbells up here, and we're gonna keep the toes pointing straight ahead. If you start pointing the toes out to the side, now you're working hip flexor. Okay, we wanna just focus on the hip abductor. Okay, so we're gonna walk side to side using the side of the hip. Okay, you're slightly in a squat position, I guess you could call it. My knees are just bent and my hips are back as if I'm going to squat. I'll do a couple to the side. So you can see I'm almost like midway to a squat, if that. You're still working the hip abductors here. The bands just add nice resistance, and it's a really inexpensive tool. I think the whole pack is maybe $9. Couple more times. Last 2. All right, let's move on to calf raises. Oh wait, we didn't do the other ones. What am I saying? Let's start with the deadlifts. All right, so our dumbbells are at our hips. Feet are just a little bit apart. And we're gonna roll down and squeeze. Roll down until you feel that stretch, and squeeze those glutes on the way up. Make sure you don't lock your knees out. Notice there's a little hinging going on, not a ton. It's not a squat. Two more reps. Last one. All right, let's move on to calf raises. Sorry, I kind of mixed those up, guys. All right, we're gonna start with the toes pointed out and down. Center, down, and take your time with these as well. Really try to get up on the big toes here. These are really good for balance. Just a few more. Last two. And in. Very good. Let's go back to the crab walks. Oh, you do have a short band. All right, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Side to side. Stay low the whole time. You don't want to come up and down. Just stay a little low. Really focus on using the side of the glutes. This is great for lateral movement, especially if you guys are playing squash or anything that you do this motion. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Let's move on to the deadlifts. Make sure you guys keep that chest nice and tall. You don't have to go down too far, just until you feel that deep stretch in the back of those legs. Make sure that there's slight bend here, very slight. Reach your hips back and squeeze. Inhale down. Exhale up. Make sure you don't do any type of shrugging on the way up. I see that a lot. Keep those shoulders relaxed. And back. Almost done. Really dig those heels down. One more time. Very good. Let's move on to the calf raises. Move out and down. And also try to control the heels down. It's very hard to do. Try to do these nice and slow. See how I just rolled my ankles out? We want to try to avoid that. I always like to try to include calves in a leg workout, even if it's not the upper legs or the glutes or the core, but it's something that many people tend to miss. So I always like to throw it in. Last few. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Let's do one more round, then we're going to move completely to the floor. All right, let's get into position, slight squat. Get weights in your heels and your glutes. You're not using your back. 3. Boy, we'll give him a quick second. There we go. 3, 2, and 1. Side to side. Now, if you have a band on, make sure you keep resistance the whole time. So you might not want to bring your foot all the way in, but rather just a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Check your toes, make sure they're pointing forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. We're going to move back to the deadlift, calf raises, and then onto the floor. So I just want to show you guys how far apart my feet are. They're just about hip width apart, not as wide as a typical squat. And begin, roll down. Keep those dumbbells nice and close to your legs. Otherwise, you're putting your back at risk if you bring them away from your legs. Really push those hips back. Two more reps. Last time. All right, nice job. Let's get a couple more calf raises in. 3, 2, and begin. Up and down, nice and slow. We want to be in control. Best that we can. Five, 4, 3, 2, last one, and good job. All right, take a quick break if you need to. I'm gonna move us down to the floor. Let's see, that should be good. All right, so you guys will need dumbbells again. I'll be using, again, these little guys that I have, but if you have 2, keep them with you. And if you have a lighter one, kind of like how we use the smaller one to do bicycle crunches on Tuesday, grab one of those because we're going to do something similar. So the first exercise is a frog bridge, I call it. So it's similar to a glute bridge like we did on, I think we did them on Tuesday, but instead our feet are kind of in a tent position. So they're not flat and we're not leaning on the outside, but more so this side of our foot is down and this side of our feet are attached, just like that. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah. So that when we do the glute bridge, I'll just show you, and we're going to do these weighted here. So when you do these, we're targeting the outside of the glutes, so our knees are apart. Okay, so we're not all the way out here, and we're not here. We're kind of in that center. So that's what we're going to do first. I'll go over the other 3 while I'm here. We're going to do reverse crunches. So we're going to hold that light dumbbell like we did yesterday for the bicycles. And so we're going to inhale, tuck, exhale, extend. Shoulder blades are up here, and exhale, inhale, exhale. Really make sure you keep that lower back glued to the floor. And we're going to move on to some leg circles. Again, I want to focus on the abductors, not the flexors. So we don't want to point our toe up. We want to point it straight across from us. So when we do the circles, notice my foot still pointing, in front of me. I'm not turning it up towards the ceiling. Really want to target the side. And let's do those 3 in a row. And if we have time, we'll do some more abs. Otherwise, we'll stretch. So let's start with our frog bridge. So grab our dumbbells. And we're going to angle our feet. Knees are out. We're going to rest the dumbbells on our hips. And you're going to lift up and down. Same thing as the regular bridge, just a different variation. And this is just targeting the outer glutes, just kind of like we did with the sumo squats. So they're nice exercises to pair together. Make sure you really press down, squeeze the glutes as you come up, and hold at least one count. 5 more reps. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, dumbbells down. Get your lighter dumbbell here. Just hold it behind your head. You can drop the dumbbell at any time if you need to. So try your best to keep the shoulder blades up. We're inhaling as we tuck and exhaling as we extend. Do not let that lower back come up off the floor. Inhale, exhale. Nice job, guys. It's almost like you're rocking back. Do not hesitate to breathe out as you extend. Use your breath. It's going to help you keep that lower back down. 3 more. Last one. All right, nice job. Turn to the side. You guys can also weight these if you want to. I just like to give you as many options as possible. Everyone's doing different things, but you can always hold your light dumbbell right here around the hip area when you do these, just for some extra resistance. I'm not going to do that, but you can if you want. And you can go forward or backward. Doesn't matter right now. And notice that my front hand's down here. That's so I don't move my upper body. We really want to isolate the hip. Make sure you're not slouching, okay? You're using the oblique down here. A lot of moving parts, even though it doesn't seem like it. Good. Check your toes, make sure they're pointed forward, and switch sides. Again, we don't want to slouch here. Nice and tall. Lean this hand forward and begin. Think tight abs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're going to go right back to the frog bridge. Grab your dumbbells if you want to do them weighted. Roll down, and you can begin. Five, 4, 3, squeeze those glutes, 2, and 1. All right, reverse crunches. And begin, rock back and exhale as you extend. Five, 4, make sure you're breathing. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Roll over onto the side. Let's work those hips. Get into position using your obliques and begin. only want to move your leg. All of this hip work is so important. It's really, really important for your squats and your other larger leg exercises. Sports, balance. I like to call these maintenance exercises. Last one. And switch sides. Nice and big. Squeeze the side of your glutes here. Three, two, and one. All right, so instead of doing a third round, there's another ab exercise I wanted to teach you guys. I just call these rope climbs. So we're gonna do these. I just wanna show you what they look like. So your feet are up. I like to just cross my legs, and I like to pretend that there's a rope coming straight down towards my chest or my upper half of my abs, and I'm reaching up and up. So every time I reach, I'm lifting up that shoulder blade, right, on my left and then my right. And I'm trying not to come down too far in between, but I'm lifting and lifting and lifting. And as you're doing that, you're pressing your abs down, okay? So I'm gonna time us. We're gonna do 60 seconds. Let me get my phone. And then we will stretch. All right, here we go. Any questions about that one? All right. 3, 2, and 1. Just try to get up there, climbing right up that rope. And you have to breathe. 10 seconds in. Push the belly down into the floor. Halfway there. Keep reaching. Get those shoulder blades up nice and high. Breathe. We have 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Come down. If your abs weren't burning, you weren't getting up high enough, but it's first time, so it's good practice. We'll do those again for sure. So just bring your knees into your chest and just kind of roll gently side to side. And we're going to do a figure 4 stretch. So you're going to cross one leg over the other and grab onto your hamstring. Yeah. So this hand goes between, this hand comes around. We did a lot of outer glutes and hips, so we really want to focus on this stretch. And switch sides. All right, let's sit up. We're going to do a butterfly pose. So we're just going to bring our feet together, knees out, but I want you guys to keep a flat back. So when we lean forward, I don't want you guys to round your back at all. I want you to stay nice and straight. You might not be able to get far. I'm just flexible from doing this for so many years, but keep that back flat so that you're hinging from here, not up here. Okay, and just lean forward slightly, and you should feel that right in here. Good, push your legs right out in front of you. Flex the feet. Same thing, lean forward just a little. Get that back as flat as possible. All right, guys, great job tonight. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you for joining, and I will see you guys next week.
Thanks, Jackie.
Bye, you're welcome.